All right, imagine this. Picture with me. Superman, but, well, no spandex. Rubber chapels instead. And he's fighting a villain, but this villain, he's like a walking, talking tobacco ad.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And get this, he's flying. But there's no fancy CGI. He's using cardboard fans to, well, create the wind. Sounds like a wild dream, right?
Yeah, it does. Kind of crazy.
But it's real. It's Mollywood.
Mollywood.
Yeah, Mollywood. It's this amazing low-budget film industry in India. Malegaon, to be exact.
Okay, so low-budget Superman with cardboard wings. I'm starting to get the picture.
Right. They're famous for, well, they do these Bollywood spoofs.
Yeah.
And their DIY filmmaking, it's unbelievable. We're talking like making Hollywood directors, scratch their head.
I bet. So what are we diving into today?
We're going deep into Mollywood, how it started, where it came from, and, it's not all sunshine and cardboard.
What do you mean?
Malegaon's got a heavy history, like the 2006 bombings.
Oh, right, yeah. Tragic.
But here's the thing. After all that, after the tragedy, something incredible happened.
I'm listening.
Movies. Movies became their escape, their way to, find some light. And this guy, Nasir Shaikh, he's like their accidental film hero.
Interesting. So how did this Nasir Shaikh guy become a film hero?
So he ran a video parlor.
Right.
And he just had this passion. He taught himself everything about filmmaking just by watching, obsessively studying every movie that came through a shop.
Wow, that's dedication. Talk about a film school, huh?
Seriously. And his first movie, it was this spoof, Malegaon Ka Superman. Like Sholay, the Bollywood classic.
I've heard of it.
But what really makes Mollywood special is the people. It's not just one guy, it's the whole town.
So it's like a community effort.
Exactly. Everyone pitched in. You had wedding videographers turning into, big-time cinematographers. And actors, they'd act just for the love of it. Or maybe a free meal. Who knows?
That's amazing. It really is a testament to the power of community and, well, obviously the love of movies. But they must have had to get creative, right? Like with limited resources and all.
Oh, absolutely. That's where Jugad comes in.
Jugad? What's that?
It's like, how do I explain? It's that Indian ingenuity, solving problems in the most creative way possible.
Yeah.
Making something out of nothing.
I see. So like a MacGyver kind of thing?
Yes, exactly. And their films are full of it. They shot on film, which, that's a challenge in itself.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially with lighting and all that. Much easier to manage with digital.
Right. And power cuts. Imagine shooting a scene, everything's perfect, and bam, lights out. Could ruin the whole thing.
Oh, man. It's got to be frustrating.
But they turned those limitations into their style. Their green screens. They called them Karoma. Made from anything, like sheets, plastic, even painted walls.
Wow, that's resourceful. What about camera equipment? Do they have all the fancy stuff?
Not even close.
Yeah.
They'd use bullet carts and motorbikes instead of cranes and dollies.
Bullet carts?
Yeah.
Really? That's wild.
And for wind effects, you wouldn't believe it, they use those giant cardboard fans you see in shops.
That's incredible. So they really did embrace the Jugad spirit.
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
And their most famous film, Malegaon Ka Superman. This movie, it's like it captures their essence.
Tell me about it.
Okay, so Superman, but he's a Desi Superman, very Indian. And his arch nemesis, this villain, his superpower is chewing tobacco, like a lot of it.
Chewing tobacco, seriously?
Dead serious.
Yeah.
But there's this sad part to this story. Shafique Shaikh, the actor who played Superman, he was battling tobacco addiction himself.
Oh, no.
Yeah. He passed away from mouth cancer just hours after seeing the finished film.
Oh, wow. That's really sad.
It is. But the community, they arranged a special screening for him, even though he was, on a stretcher.
That's super.
Over 2,000 people came, everyone laughing, sharing that last moment with him. It's really something.
So even though it's a tragic story, it sounds like the film had a profound impact on him and the community.
It did. And the impact went way beyond Malegaon. Malegaon Ka Superman became a hit. Even Amir Khan, the Bollywood superstar, he loved it.
No way. Amir Khan.
Yep. He praised it publicly, brought Mollywood into the spotlight. And then other big-name directors like Anurag Kashyap and ZoyaAkhtar, they were all checking it out.
That's incredible. From cardboard fans to Amir Khan.
And you know what Amir Khan said? He said it was the charm, the pure, genuine storytelling, the humor that just worked no matter who you were.
So it wasn't just about the low budget, it was about the heart behind it.
Exactly. Malegaon Ka Superman, it wasn't just funny, it had a message. It tackled social issues head on.
Oh, like what?
Well, they didn't go for the invincible Superman, They chose an ordinary man, someone relatable.
Interesting. I like that.
And their tagline, if Superman flies, the entire Malegaon will also fly.
Wow, that's powerful.
Right. Pure Mollywood. Even the funding, they got it from the local milk center in exchange for product placement in the film.
Wait, what? Product placement for milk in a Superman movie?
Yep.
Just another layer of, Mollywood charm.
I love it. So how did this story, this whole Mollywood thing, how did the world find out about it?
Well, this filmmaker, Faiza Ahmed Khan, she saw something special. She made a documentary, Supermen of Malegaon.
Supermen of Malegaon, huh? Sounds like a must-watch.
It is. It's more than just behind-the-scenes stuff. It's about the heart of Mollywood, the community. And get this, it won awards at international film festivals.
Seriously, that's amazing.
Right. This little town, with their makeshift methods and their heart-filled stories, they touched people worldwide. It's incredible, isn't it?
It really is. I'm already hooked.
And get this, the directors we talked about, ZoyaAkhtar and Reemakagti, the ones who loved Malegaon Ka Superman, they actually went on to make their own film about it, Superboys of Malegaon, premiered at TIFF last year.
Oh, wow. Really? That's amazing. It's like Mollywood inspiring the next generation of filmmakers, a real passing of the torch.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But, sadly, the original Mollywood, it kind of faded out around 2015. Why do you think that happened? Well, things were changing, right? Around 2015, streaming services were blowing up. Netflix, Amazon Prime, all that. So much content, all easily available.
Right. Everyone was glued to their screen.
Exactly. And for Mollywood, they were relying on those local screenings, DVD sales, stuff like that. Hard to compete with those big streaming giants.
Makes sense. Even Bollywood felt the heat. But, what do you think Mollywood's legacy will be? They made something truly special.
That's a good question. I think their legacy is, it's about passion. Pure, unadulterated passion for filmmaking. And resilience. They never gave up, even with all the challenges they faced.
It's inspiring, isn't it? For our listener who maybe isn't deep into film, they might be wondering, what's the big deal about shooting on film? Why not just use digital?
Yeah, that's a fair point, and it makes Mollywood's achievements even more impressive. Film, it's a whole different animal compared to digital. Film stock, it's expensive. Processing it, that's a whole specialized thing. And you don't get instant feedback like you do with digital.
So every decision, like the lighting, the exposure, it all had to be planned out perfectly.
Absolutely. One mistake and boom, you've wasted precious film and money. And remember those power cuts we talked about?
Yeah, a nightmare for a film shoot.
A total nightmare. A sudden change in light could overexpose the film, ruin everything. Imagine you're working with almost no budget, tight deadlines, and then that happens.
It's been incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
But they adapted, right? They turned those limitations into, their unique style.
Exactly. That's that Jugad magic we talked about, turning a problem into a creative solution. That's something deeply rooted in Indian culture.
It's more than just making do. It's about innovation.
Yeah.
Like using bullet carts as camera dollies. Who thinks of that?
Seriously. And those cardboard fans for wind effects. Low tech? Sure, but it worked. And it adds a certain charm to their films,
Totally. So, out of all of this, what resonates with you the most about Mollywood?
It's their commitment to telling their stories in their own unique way. They didn't try to copy Bollywood or Hollywood. They embraced their limitations, their perspective, and they ended up creating something truly original, truly authentic.
Yeah, there's a real purity to their filmmaking. And it makes you think, do you really need all the fancy equipment and big studios to tell a great story?
Right. Mollywood challenges the whole system. They built a film industry on a shoestring budget outside the established Bollywood world. Shows that movie magic can happen anywhere.
So could a Hollywood blockbuster ever be made with those Jugad methods? I mean, it's a crazy thought, but...
Probably not, but that's not really the point, is it? Mollywood shows us that it's not about the millions of dollars. It's about the heart, the humor, the community.
And connecting with the audience, right?
Yeah.
Making them laugh, think, feel something real.
Exactly. Mollywood reminds us that everyone loves a good story, no matter where it comes from. And sometimes those stories, they come from the most unexpected places.
Like Malegaon, a town that went through so much pain, and they chose to find solace in movies. That's powerful.
It is. It reminds us about the impact film can have. It's not just entertainment. It can heal, bring people together, empower them to share their own stories.
So for our listener, what's the takeaway here? What can we learn from Mollywood about creativity and storytelling, even when it seems impossible? It really makes you think differently about what it takes to create, doesn't it?
Totally. Like, Mollywood proves that sometimes those limits, they actually spark something new.
Yeah, instead of big studios and fancy equipment, they had to get creative, work together, and use that Jew God we keep talking about.
And what came out of that? Something unique, something inspiring.
It's more than just entertainment. Their films were a part of them, part of their community, their culture. They talk about real stuff, celebrated local heroes, and made people laugh. All while working with, like, nothing, budget-wise.
It all comes back to passion, right?
Yeah.
Doing it their way, not trying to be like Bollywood or anything else.
It's just pure, honest filmmaking. And, their stories didn't stay in Malegaon. They went global.
Which means people everywhere connect with genuine stories. Doesn't matter where they're from.
It makes you think about creativity itself. Like, we think we need a blank canvas, all the resources in the world. But Mollywood, they show us that sometimes limits can actually be good.
It's true. Sometimes you gotta work with what you got. And that can lead to amazing things.
It's like that saying, necessity is the mother of invention. When you got to figure things out, that's when the real creativity kicks in.
Right. And those solutions, they're usually way more interesting, way more meaningful, because it's coming from a real place and need to express something.
So for anyone listening who maybe feels stuck, feels like they don't have enough time or resources to, I don't know, to chase their passion, what would you tell them?
I'd tell them, look at Mollywood. They didn't let anything stop them. Don't wait for the perfect moment, the big break, the money. Just start now. Start with what you have. You might surprise yourself.
It's like a reminder, creativity. It's in everyone. We all have it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just need a little Jew God to get it out there.
And who knows? Maybe your story, your passion, it could inspire someone else. Just like Mollywood inspired us.
So there you have it. The incredible story of Mollywood. A small-town film industry that, well, they didn't just defy the odds. They showed us that with passion, with heart, even rubber chapels and cardboard fans can become movie magic.
So that was today's episode of my Side Hustle Weekend podcast. For everyone listening, if you're ready to take action on what you learned today, here's where you can find more resources. First, head over to sidehustleweekend.com. I've put together detailed guides, templates, and case studies. And while you are there, don't miss out on my free newsletter, Side Hustle Weekend. If you found value in today's discussion, hit that like button and subscribe to join our Weekend Hustlers community. Turn on notifications so you don't miss our episodes where we break down more side hustle strategies. Check the description below for all the tools and resources we mentioned today. Remember, everyone's journey starts with a single step. Whether you're looking to make an extra $500 a month or build something bigger, start with what you learned today and take action. So, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next episode where we'll break down another practical way to grow your income.